I'm not trying to make this whole video about myself, but I am trying to share my own personal experiences while getting my message across. When you're younger, when you're young, you have a lot of things that are not in your control. So there's a lot of unskippable cutscenes that you got to go through, and it is what it is. You just got to go with the flow and let things figure themselves out, work out. And especially being young, I feel like bullying is the root of everything that transpires for years to come and things like that. For me, I never was the person that stood out in a positive way. I've always been the person that was kind of easy to make fun of. I was getting made fun of a lot for being very skinny. A lot of people thought I had, an eating disorder or something when I didn't. A lot of people would make fun of me because I never had hair until like high school, for being very short, for being, I just was very easy to to be picked on, just because of, just my physical. I never had some to make me stand out in a positive way. So getting picked on as a young kid, that obviously it feels like crap. And I feel like that just happens with everybody. Everybody's been bullied, everyone's been made fun of, and eventually it just kind of gets so engraved in your brain that it changes your whole viewpoint on your entire life and the people and things around you, including yourself. So just hearing negativity all the time from people around you, classmates, and sometimes even your own friends, like even if they're joking, being that person that doesn't have the self-confidence, or you're very skeptical by yourself already, and you just keep hearing these negative reinforcements, it just keeps playing like a huge role in your life, and it just endlessly gets cycled and recycled. So yeah, being young, I never had confidence. I've never had the self-advocacy skills. I never had I just was very stuck in a negative mindset when it came to almost everything in my life. And even though I had people around me, like family and teachers and stuff like that, and they always say like tell a trusted adult, but like I said in one of my earlier videos, as a guy especially, it's something that you don't really talk about, because I've had those experiences where I will be called soft or sensitive for vocalizing like, hey, this is happening, like, dude, just suck it up, pause. Just like, stop freaking complaining about it. So you kind of just stick to yourself and bottle everything up. And even though you have those people around you, and you may have a support system, you're not alone, but you do feel lonely because you believe that nobody truly understands and gets what you're going through. So like I said, it just played a huge role into the years coming and who I was as a person. I just was very self-conscious about myself, and I kind of belittled myself with everybody else. I became somebody that would compare and look so heavily for external validations. Someone saying, oh, that looks cool, or like, no, you look good, or things like that. I'd get satisfaction and my happiness from other people's actions instead of myself. And even just hearing people like, oh, come on, man, like, you can't do that. Even Noor could do that, like downplaying who I was. It don't feel good. So as I said, it just made me a very negative person from a young age, and obviously played a huge role in the environment I was in and the things I did, skipping school, freaking smoking in the 6th grade, some crazy stuff. But eventually you kind of start learning things as you go. And the person that I needed the most during that time was someone that was going to be able to help me find my confidence, find that voice, and accept myself for who I was unapologetically. To, even though I wasn't exactly where I needed to be, to accept who I was in that present moment. But I didn't know that and I didn't have that. So obviously it played a huge role into everything that transpired. But as life goes, you kind of start to learn and experience a lot of shit by yourself, and just in general, even with people. You start to get blessings. You learn from that. That feels good. You gain from those, and then you fuck up. You take L's, and you learn from those. Regardless, you just learn, whether it's a positive or negative way. So you know, it's just a thing that keeps going on in life. You learn from this, you fuck up, you keep going, and you just continue to figure it out, and you just continue to learn and grow and grow and grow. And eventually you kind of just start understanding a little bit more of how things are run and who you are. But through obviously countless experiences and learning and gaining people and losing people in my life, it helped me become the person who I am today. And I can positively say that I became that person that the younger version of me needed. If the younger version of myself and I were to sit at a table right now, it would be completely unrecognizable. That young version of me would not know who's standing in front of them and wouldn't believe it to save their freaking lives. But at the same time, that's what I believe. That's how it should be. If the younger version of you that has experienced all that trauma, all that shit that you've been through, they should be able to look at the older version of yourself and be proud and be happy and be shocked of how far you've come in a positive way. And I understand that a lot of people may not have the opportunities that most of us do, but if you're able to watch this video right now, then you already have more opportunities than a lot of people out there, so there shouldn't be an excuse. Because eventually you start to notice that everybody has been through shit in their life. Everybody has a sob story. You're not the only person. So once you stop acting like the victim and expecting people to feel bad for you, that's when you can start actually making change. There's two ways it can go. You can have that sob story and you can be like, hey, this shit sucks. I never want to feel this way again. So let me take the necessary steps to grow and become that person and change the narrative. Or you can be like, hey, this shit sucks. Why does this happen to me? Whoop-de-woo. And you can just stay in that narrative, and that's just how your life is going to be, and see the years to just keep flowing by with no growth made at all. You should be able to look back and be like, holy shit, look how far I've come. Whether it's been 5 years, 10 years, or even a freaking month, you should be able to look back and see progress constantly being made, and not really the opposite. And that not only portrays to the past moments, but even the present. If present you right now should be able to look at future you and be like, damn, I did become that person that I was striving to become, that person that I was hoping to become. It shouldn't just be a past tense thing. You should constantly be looking at future versions of you and be proud of the progress you've made, whether it's little or the biggest jump ever. You should be able to consistently keep growing, because if your own versions of yourself can't even look up to you or depend on you, then how do you expect others to depend on you when they need? How do you expect to receive all this love and positivity from other people if you can't even give that to yourself? But just keep staying the course and keep getting better little by little. Keep changing the narrative, and eventually everything's just gonna fall into place. Hard work will always be rewarded. We don't know when, God does, but we don't know when. But just stay the course and keep going. But I hope y'all been having a good day and an even better week. Just keep things pushing. And yeah, even if it's a bad day, just try to see the positive in it all. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.